Marcus Chen stepped through the shimmering portal of the Galactic Educational Institute, his work boots still dusty from the mining operation on Kepler 442b. The crystalline corridors stretched before him, filled with species from across the known galaxy. Tentacled Xipharians, floating lumens, and the towering insectoid krill. He'd promised Isabella he'd visit during her lunch period, and Marcus Chen never broke a promise to his daughter. The cafeteria was a vast dome of transparent aluminum, offering a breathtaking view of 3 moons hanging in the purple sky. Hundreds of young beings clustered at tables designed for various anatomies. Marcus scanned the crowd, his eyes finally landing on a small figure sitting alone in the corner, his 10-year-old daughter, Isabella. But something was wrong. Isabella sat hunched over a small tray, her dark curls falling forward to hide her face. Around her, at least 3 meters of empty space separated her from the nearest occupied tables. The cafeteria buzzed with conversation and laughter, but his daughter sat in silence, eating alone. Marcus's jaw tightened. He'd been assured that the Institute was the finest educational facility in the sector, that humans were welcome, that Earth's recent admission to the Galactic Council meant opportunities for human children. He'd worked double shifts for 6 months to afford Isabella's tuition. He approached her table, his footsteps heavy in the standard gravity. "Hey, Princess." Isabella's head snapped up, her brown eyes widening with surprise and delight. "Dad!" She started to stand, then hesitated, glancing nervously at the other students. "You came." "Of course I came." He sat down across from her, the chair barely accommodating his frame. "Why are you sitting alone?" Isabella's smile faded. She pushed her food around, some kind of protein synthesized to human specifications, though it looked unappetizing. "It's fine, Dad. I'm fine." "Isabella?" Marcus's voice was gentle but firm. "Tell me." Before she could answer, a group of krill younglings at a nearby table burst into chittering laughter. One of them, its carapace gleaming emerald green, pointed a segmented limb in Isabella's direction and clicked something in its native language. The others joined in the laughter. Marcus didn't speak krill, but he knew mockery when he heard it. "How long has this been happening?" he asked quietly. Isabella's eyes glistened. "Dad, please don't make a scene. It's not a big deal. They don't understand humans. We're new here. We're different." "Different how?" She bit her lip. "We're slow, Dad. Compared to them, we're so slow. The krill can process information 3 times faster than us. The Xipharians have telepathic communication. Even the lumens can manipulate electromagnetic fields with their minds. In class, by the time I figure out a problem, everyone else is already done. They think humans are dumb." The word hit Marcus like a physical blow. He watched his daughter, this brilliant little girl who'd taught herself to read at 4, who built robots from scrap metal in their tiny apartment, who asked questions about the universe that made even him pause, and she thought she was dumb. "And the teachers?" Marcus asked, his voice dangerously calm. "They try, but..." Isabella shrugged. "The curriculum isn't designed for humans. It's optimized for species with faster neural processing. Professor Vexelar said maybe humans just aren't intellectually suited for advanced galactic education." Something inside Marcus snapped. He stood up, his chair scraping loudly against the floor. The cafeteria noise dimmed slightly as heads and head equivalents turned to look at the human. Marcus didn't care. He strode to the center of the room and raised his voice. "Attention, everyone!" The cafeteria fell completely silent. Marcus pointed to the transparent dome above them. "You see those moons up there? 3 different orbital periods, 3 different masses, all affecting each other gravitationally. Quick question, without using any computers or calculators, which one will eclipse the star first?" "Account for orbital decay and gravitational perturbation. Confused murmurs rippled through the crowd. Several students immediately pulled out their computation devices. "No devices," Marcus said firmly. "Just your minds. You're all so much smarter than humans, right? So this should be easy." The Krill youngling who'd been laughing earlier chittered confidently and began calculating, its antennae twitching rapidly. Others joined in, their various methods of computation on full display. The telepathic Zephyrians formed a link, pooling their processing power. Marcus waited 30 seconds, then turned to Isabella. "Princess?" Isabella looked mortified. "Dad, I can't—" "Trust me, close your eyes. Picture the system. Not the math. The system. You know how to do this." Isabella closed her eyes. Her father had taught her this trick when she was 6, staring up at Earth's moon. Not to calculate, but to feel, to visualize, to intuit, based on pattern recognition evolved over millions of years of human evolution, of tracking prey, predicting seasons, reading the subtle signs of nature. After 15 seconds, Isabella opened her eyes. "The middle moon, in approximately 4 hours and 17 minutes. Marcus nodded and pulled out his portable data slate, calling up the astronomical data for the system. He projected it on the cafeteria's holo display for everyone to see. The answer: middle moon, 4 hours and 19 minutes. The cafeteria erupted in shocked murmurs. The Krill were still calculating. The Zephyrian collective looked confused. A lumen flickered with what might have been surprise. "You're right," Marcus said, addressing the room. "Humans are slower at processing raw data. We can't calculate as fast. We don't have telepathy. We can't manipulate fields with our minds." He placed his hand on Isabella's shoulder. "But we have something you don't. 50,000 years of evolution on a death world, where being able to predict patterns, to imagine scenarios, to think creatively wasn't just useful. It was survival." He squeezed Isabella's shoulder gently. "Humans don't just process information. We understand it. We see patterns where others see data. We imagine solutions that don't exist yet. We're not slow. We're thorough. We're not dumb. We're creative. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what this galaxy needs." Marcus looked down at his daughter, whose eyes now shone with pride instead of tears. "You belong here, Isabella, not despite being human, but because of it." The cafeteria remained silent for a long moment. Then slowly, a young Zephyrian floated over to Isabella's table. Then another student. Then another. Within minutes, Isabella's table was surrounded. Marcus Chen smiled, kissed his daughter's forehead, and headed back to work. He had a promise to keep, after all, and humans always kept their promises.